Welcome back. We're going to continue this UDK series exercise 1, video 4. Now we're going to go in here and create a hallway. So this also needs to be a hollow object. So let's go ahead and set this up. And I'm just assuming that we're at an even number. So I'm going to go ahead and use the measuring tool anyway. So I'm going to go from one side of the building to the next. So holding down the middle mouse button, I'm going to pull down, okay, and see what the distance is. So right now we've got a distance of 768. So that's our hallway. That's going to be our hallway dimensions. Okay, so 768. So that's what we're going to plan on doing. Again, it needs to be a hollow cube. So let's go ahead and right-click over the cube again, and we're going to type in 768 and see if that gets us close to that's perfect. So that actually works really well. And then we're going to have to figure out how wide do we want that hallway. Well, we need to have it about half the size of the 512 room. So let's go ahead and do 256. That's about right. Let's go ahead and do that. That'll give us a nice hallway size. And again, 512. We really don't want it as tall as the ceiling height. So let's go to the side view here and let's take a look at what we have. You can see that it's about the same height here. We kind of want to go from one room to another. We don't want the hallways to be as tall. So let's go ahead and measure that real quick. Let's go to the side view here and or front view and measure that height and see where we can get this to be. So I'm going to do a middle mouse button and measure that. So that's 512, that's 384. Let's go ahead and do 384 on the height. That should be plenty tall to walk through. Obviously, we can go down to probably 120 and still walk through, but let's do 384 since we got a nice measurement there. Let's go back to all four views and make sure we're not messing anything up, and the Z, so 384. Okay, so what that's going to do is it pulls us off the ground, and that messes a lot of students up. And because I have all four views showing, I'm actually able to see what's happening here. And notice that my grid snap is off now. So it's kind of going in between. We're kind of in between, so that tells me we need to change the grid snap to 64. When we do that, then we have a nice clean snap to match that floor area. So that works really well. Nice and clean. We've got a nice clean match between the two pieces on the top view. And now we're ready to build and cancel. That just kind of closes the window. Let's go to the top view again, make it full view. Since I'm not too worried about where it is on the ground plane, we can work from the top view now. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a Control A for add. And we're just going to, again, pull this out. Now, a lot of times I'll just take this BSP and put it right in the center. That way I know exactly where it is. And this BSP is completely created. And now it's a CSG, additive. So I can actually hold down the Alt key and duplicate perfectly using the grid snap. Now, you got to let go with the Alt. It gets a little finicky if you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for all of these. So I'm going to take this guy right here and hold the Alt and duplicate. So again, just duplicate, put it in the center of between the two, the center here. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one, hold the Alt and move it. There we go. And again, we're going to have to do with this one, we're going to have to hold the Alt key, move it up to the center, well, just about, well, right about there, and hit the space and then rotate to 90 degrees. So that'll be negative 90. Hit the space bar again until we get to the move. And there we go. And again, if we can center this to the center of the room, that'll keep everything aligned nicely. So I'm going to do an Alt. There we go with that one. And I can actually hold the Control and select the two. I suppose I could have done it on this side too. I just didn't think about it. So hold the Control and you can select more than one CSG additive Additives CSG, and then what you want to do is hold down the Alt key and move them down to here, and then we've got the hallways. The only thing we have to do as far as hallways goes is to have a hallway between this room and this room. So that's our next video, and then we'll cut out the hallways and we should have our entire level completed.